Dante, what was your reaction to the trade, and how has it been kind of fitting in with what Matt Wells is giving you tactically, and getting the opportunity to meet on and off the field?
I had a good reaction. I heard Porter reached out to me, and he gave me the plan, and I'm super excited, for the plans he and Coach Wells has for me. So that's been good, and I'm ready for this next step in my career.
Keith Richards, your line is open.
Hey Dante, Keith Richards with Team MBS Media.
Yeah,
Um, Coach Wells mentioned how tough he's been on you guys
yeah.
so far this preseason. How has that been for you? Is that any different than what you're used to? And are you seeing any gains from that so far?
Oh yeah, I know it's been a very demanding preseason. From the first week. So I've been expecting that. He's a very tough coach. He wants to be very direct. So as a team, as a unit, we need to be very fit. To meet those demands, and so far it's been great. I've loved the work, and we got to continue building in the right direction.
Matt Wickham, your line is open.
Dante, Matt Wickham with Pitcast. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Speaking of the pitch or the plans you mentioned with Porig
Yeah.
and Coach Wells, what was that pitch to you? Coming off was a 9-2 season, really
Yeah.
breaking out for Montreal. What was that pitch to bring you into the
Yeah.
idea of the Rapids and the next level of your career?
Yeah. Listen, for me, it's building on that, and I know I have more to give and more to show. So it's just building and continuing on the right path, and I believe that, and the coaching staff and the front office believe that as well. So it's just continuing in the right direction, and building off of last season.
Braden Norris, your line is open.
Hey Dante, Braden Nurse, director of the Denver Post. Good to meet you and welcome to Colorado.
Thank you.
Just curious, what are your goals for the season personally, as a group, and how do you get there?
Yeah, my goal, like I said for the last question, is to continue to build off of last season, and help the team, in the attacking phase of the game, also the defensive phase, and to show my qualities, getting comfortable with my new teammates, and then I'll be able to show myself.
We will go to Ricardo Cominetti. Your line is open.
Hey Dante, this is Ricardo with Area Sports Network. Welcome to Colorado. I just curious to know if any of your international teammates like Noah, Real, or Wayne gave you any advice about life in Colorado and maybe how to adapt to the
Yeah.
altitude.
I spoke with Wayne. I don't think he's still adapted to the altitude yet. But that's something, I feel like I can get used to over time. But I also feel like it can be an advantage, for us, being the home team in the altitude. I feel like we could really use that as an advantage, for opposing teams. So, I'm excited.
Brian Jennings, your line is open.
Dante, hey, thanks for some time here. Welcome to Colorado. Welcome to
Thank you.
Colorado. I'm just kind of curious. Matt seems like
Yeah.
he's kind of pushing. He likes to play a real aggressive,
Yeah.
up on the front foot and style, and really kind of cut you guys loose and really have you push. How's the physical aspect of that been so far? Can you maybe give us an idea of how brutal the trainings are?
Yeah.
Also, for you, do you like that sort of a focus?
Yeah.
What are we going to see you kind of
Yeah.
showcase or take on at that point?
Yeah.
Thanks, appreciate it.
For me, I love this extra fitness, and extra push in training, because I feel like that would allow me to be more fit, and allow me to do more on the field. Even later on in the matches, maintaining that fitness, and yeah, I love it so far. He's starting to build a culture that the team is buying into, and yeah, this is just the beginning.
Juan Fernandez, your line is open.
Dante, hey, thanks for some time here. Welcome to Colorado. Welcome to Colorado.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of curious, Matt seems like he's kind of pushing. He likes to play a real aggressive,
Yeah.
up on the front foot and style, and really kind of cut you guys loose and really have you push. How's the physical aspect of that been so far? Can you maybe give us some idea of how brutal the trainings are?
Yeah.
Also, for you,
Hello, am I coming through all right?
Yep.
All right. Hello, Dante. This is Juan with Box State Footy. I just wanted to ask you because back in FC Dallas, we saw you playing as a wingback, and in Montreal, you were playing more as a winger. Where do you see yourself on the field? I know you can't give out too much in terms of tactics, but in terms of comfort and position, where do you see yourself in the 11?
Yeah, winger. Any wing is my position. Any forward, attacking position is my preference. That's where I'm most comfortable at.
And Matt Pollard, your line's open.
Dante, other than the other guys with roots in Trinidad and Tobago, who else are you making friends with on the team? Who do you have a relationship with? Who are you getting along with in training?
Oh, well, there's a few guys I've known from the youth national teams. I've known Paxton, from the youth USA camps. I've known Josh Cole, and also Reggie. Growing up with him in FC Dallas. So there's a few guys I already know on the team. So it's been kind of an easy integration. So I'm looking forward to getting closer with the rest of the group.
Matt Wickham, your line's open.
Hey Dante, so a few of us had talked to Wayne about recruiting you in the Trinidad and Tobago camps and fixtures. So to touch on that, can you talk a bit about what it means to play for country? I believe you got 6 caps, 4 goals, and a huge opportunity ahead of you wearing that kit this summer.
Yeah, it's been a huge honor to have the opportunity to represent Trinidad. Obviously, my dad played for Trinidad, so I don't take it for granted. Put it on that country, the shirt and representing the country. So far it's been a good experience. I think my first few times with the team, we've had some good matches. Unfortunately, we didn't make the World Cup, but I feel like that team has a bright future. There's a lot of young players, in the league, and I'm looking forward to keep building with that team.
Keith Richards, your line is open.
Dante, there's a couple established forwards on the team so far, and Rafael Navajo, Darren Yadby, but there's a lot of new people coming in. Yourself, Bryce Jamison, Alexis Manola, still pretty new coming in. How's the relationship been with the forwards so far this preseason?
Oh, it's been great. We obviously there's a language barrier between a few of us, but I feel like there's some good camaraderie, and there's good communication between us, and I'm looking forward to keep on building those connections. That will help us on the field, and ultimately when the first game of the season kicks off.
Braden Norse, your line is open.
Dante, for fans that maybe haven't watched you, what would you say is unique about your game, and what are some of the important traits, whether physically, tactically, personality-wise, that you think you bring to this team?
I know myself as a very direct player. I like affecting the game and with goals and assists, helping the team score. I have a great work rate, off the ball as well. So, fans will see a very direct, aggressive player. Every time I get the ball, I want to drive. I want to make things happen, and that's what I look forward to do this season.
We have time for just a couple more here. So Matt Wickham, your line's open.
Dante, I want to take it back to your appearance on an episode of Chunk Chat, I believe in 2020. You talked about freestyling in the hotel. And also your friends and teammates cited that you have no lack for confidence. So two-parter on that. Have you done any freestyling or other team camaraderie activities in the hotel in Florida? And then that confidence, is that something you're going to kind of bring to the front of the stands when you score a goal?
Yeah.
Can fans expect to see you large and in charge?
Yeah, for sure. I have a big personality, once I get comfortable. So for sure this season, I would like to bring out more celebrations, probably more, dances when I score and kind of get the fans connected in that way. So, I look forward to the season.
So no freestyling?
No freestyling, yeah, as of yet, nah. Nothing yet.